Hi, welcome back to my channel, Hawaii Turo. So if this is your first time on my channel, this channel is basically about my Turo business and how I run it, and tips and tools that will help you run your Turo business wherever you're at in the world. So, if you have any questions or anything, you can leave me comments or any of them, and I will answer it very quickly. I'm always on YouTube. So, this video is going to be about my 2019 stats, right? If you watch my 2018 stats, you would have seen that I did $100,000 and I added all of these convertibles in a short period of time, right? So in 2019, I had the whole year to make money off the car. So obviously, or more than likely, not if nothing crazy happened or totals or anything, you wouldn't think that I would definitely do more. So I did about $139,000. I think it's pretty good. It's a gross. I'm gonna get into what the net is, but that's the gross. So it's an improvement. So here are my stats for all of my cars for 2019. If you wanted more detail into the stats of each car, go to my Turo car playlist and go through each car, and you get the in-depth analysis on them. So this 2017 Mustang is my lowest Mustang because it is my most expensive Mustang. So people book this car last. $13,000. It's all right. Compared to other ones, it's much, much lower. In this 2016 Mustang, you see how it basically holds steady at around $1,500 until the end of the year, and you'll see what I'm saying later when I talk about that. And this car is usually my highest because it's my cheapest car, and people book this car the most. And you see, look at that, even at close to 2,000 on a couple of them. Good numbers. And this car is my second most expensive Mustang. As you see, it is somewhat hard to book. And you see towards the end, it's really low. I talk about that later. And this is my second cheapest Mustang. So obviously, people book this car more than other ones, except for my yellow one. And you see, it's what my second highest one. And this is, 2015 Mustang. And it's about the third cheapest one. And it rents pretty well, except for the end, which I obviously just said I'm going to talk about that later. And this is my best car, my most expensive car. I special ordered this car. And when I got it in 2018, it did not have 2019 slot open, so I had to put 18. So I had to change it and make a whole nother car account. And I accidentally deleted it, so you don't see the beginning of it. But as you see, the numbers are pretty good. This car doesn't rent as well as other ones, but I get more for it. This is my second favorite car. You see, it's pretty steady. Doing 2,000 a few times and over 15 most of the time. So it's a good car to rent. Cars. You ask yourself, how many cars did I add? I added 2 cars. I added my 7th Mustang in, I don't remember exactly, probably in the middle of the year. And this is the 7th Mustang that I added at about July. I got this car because it was so busy, and I thought I would make so much more money than what I made with this car. And I'm going to go more in detail when I actually put this car on my Turo car playlist. So just wait for that video. And then I added at the very end that 2013 Nissan Altima. And unfortunately, I only got this car in December. It's only one month worth of stats. And I was hoping that I would at least do between 800 and 1,000 with this car monthly, the way I do my business. So that didn't do too much for the total. So 2019 was a little bit different from 2018. I'm going to say a lot of people on the Hawaii, marketplace, they started finding out about Turo, and they started adding more and more cars. So before, I was always the cheapest, and my cars went out 80, 90% of the time. Towards the end of the year, well, maybe halfway through the year, people started undercutting me and dropping the prices. I was busy doing my vacation rental business. I wasn't really paying attention that much until it was towards the end of the year. So my car was not renting as well as it should, especially in October and November. And I always wonder why was that. And I looked on the market there was usually there was really just me. And I go on there and I see 10 other Mustangs and 5 other Camaros. And you're like, oh, okay. So I dropped it, and you'll see in December. So let's see, I averaged about $400 a day last year, 2019. And you're wondering, how is that possible? that's a good number. Mostly 8 cars. That's about $50 a car. You're like, oh. The way I did it is having all the extras. I have my delivery, my cleaning fee, and I'm actually going to send you my messages that I send everybody when they book. Because I try to push my delivery fee, my cleaning fee. I used to push my unlimited miles, but with the changes of 200, nobody's going to take it, unfortunately. Before, I made money off the mileage, but it is what it is. So these are all the messages that I send, all the people book my cars. I would recommend getting some, copy paste message that you could send to everybody to, definitely help out your business. So let's get into like the net. So when I did my taxes, I found out that I spent about $15,000 on like maintenance, oil changes, tires, because you go through tires like crazy, especially with these rear oil making convertibles. What else? I had to paint a few vehicles. I had damages. I mean, $15,000. I don't know if this is good or bad. I'm on the 85% plan, so I didn't fix everything that needed to be fixed, but I fixed a lot. All right. So you got the $15,000. Then you got my car insurance. I only have that on a couple cars, so that's only a couple $1,000s. And then you got car registrations. In Hawaii, registration goes by your weight, and it stays a weight. So I know in the mainland, in some places, it goes down and down and down. No, not here. It stays at about $430 for whatever the weight. I think it's like 2,000 pounds for the Mustangs or the Camaros, or close to it. So it's basically like $430. So I paid a little more than $4,000. So if you add all that up, it's like 20. So I did about like 110, 111. So I mean, it's pretty good numbers. I mean, I did hope that in 2020, I thought I would do even more, but obviously nobody knew that the coronavirus was going to do anything. So you didn't know anything about it. You didn't know it was going to cripple businesses. And yeah, I'm going to do 2020 later. But yeah, if you have any questions about any of the Turo stuff, I'm going to be uploading lots and lots of videos. I'm going to go over that again real quick as I did in the last one. So my next video is going to be about my Turo gear, right? All the stuff I use, my go bag, because I'm mobile, everything I have. A lot of people don't have everything I have, but I'm going to go over in detail why I have it. It's going to be a good video. So then I'm going to do my 2020. I think I said I was just going to do the pre-COVID, but I'm going to do pre-COVID and then, yeah, I think, well, you know what? I will do the pre-COVID. Maybe I'll push that one back into January, right? Maybe I'll push that one back and do my November stats, right? Because so far November, I'm doing pretty good. It's going to be a good video. I know it will be. Then I'm going to talk about, doing Turo full-time in one-man operation and going on vacation. I did it 3 times. It was crazy. It's ridiculous. And then I'm going to do my other business, my Airbnb numbers. That's going to be interesting. Or how I run an Airbnb, more than likely. And then I'm going to do, if you're thinking about what kind of car you should get or how you should get a car, lease, a loan, or cash, I'm going to talk about that because I've done all 3. And then I'm going to talk about things you do not want to do, when you do Turo. Just do not. So that's everything I got. So thank you for watching it to the end. I'm going to say again, if you like the content, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Bye.